and welcome to Wake and Bake News. I'm your host, Shampoo VTA, and I had to wait a while until I could reestablish connection lines here. Like any good battle, gotta make sure your supply lines are maintained. So I was smoking some while I was piecing together some parts from what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so I'm not going to do a show. I'm only going to play for you pieces from the Senate committee hearing on, let's see, what the heck is this thing called? It's called something ridiculous like, why? How come you're not doing anything? That's basically what it's called. It's called the Protecting the Public from the Impact of State Recreational Marijuana Legalization. Protecting the public from the impact of state recreational marijuana legalization. Basically, it's an oxymoron. Protecting the public from regulation is basically what this is saying. Okay. So anyway, it's this amazingly hilarious. I thought it was going to be something stressful, but it turned out to be just, it was amazing. I'll have to play it for you. But certainly Dianne Feinstein did something that was a major screw up by the way she pronounced marijuana. And Chuck Grassley, it just seemed like three old people desperately trying. It was like a support group for prohibitionists or something like that. It certainly did not have the kind of talons that the meeting on traffic safety had, or the other one where they were asking, what was going on with NIDA or NIDIA or whatever it's called, the college where they actually grow marijuana for the government to be tested, because that's completely a monopoly, This wasn't any of those things. This was the most wimpy dog and pony show I've ever seen. They basically had witnesses come up and they said, we're concerned about marijuana. And the witnesses went, yeah, we are too. And then they turned to, I guess, the Justice Department and went, how come you're not concerned? And the Justice Department went, oh, well, we're concerned that you're concerned. Aren't we all so concerned? Are we done? It was an amazing morning. So I'm just going to leave you with this, the link. Go there, watch it. It's an hour and 11 minutes. And of course, the cowards do not allow comments or apparently any sort of thumbs up or thumbs down, because they know what they're going to get. So I made sure to post it on Reddit. Reddit is where comments run free and wild on the plane. And so I will let them basically molest them on Reddit. So I just shared the video in 2 places on Reddit, and I'm sure it's going to spread, because it's really, they fucked up here. They made some major mistakes, especially Dianne Feinstein using a very racist version of marijuana. So I'm going to leave you, and I got to run off and play guitar. I just got out of the shower and got things done. Had to watch this morning, wait for my husband to come back. Plus, we're still trying to find just the right trap to catch this, and it is a mouse. We finally got to see it. Oh, yeah, or rat-like mouse, small, right? But bigger than a mouse, like this size. So we've got all kinds of different size traps and stuff. We caught him last night, and he got through the holes in the live trap my dad gave me. So we're like wrapping the trap in aluminum and stuff to catch him. And I'm pretty sure he came from the backyard, because he was eating my strawberries last spring. And maybe what happened was the kitty cat kind of scared him. He came in the house and wintered out here, and now we got to do something about him. And we're hoping to catch him alive, but we may not. He's smart. He's fast. My husband didn't even believe he existed for the first couple of days. So you stay high and goodbye and enjoy this video. When you compare this to the protest that happened in front of the White House this weekend, things are moving much faster than I had anticipated, because they basically gave the most pathetic resistance just now, especially Dianne Feinstein.
Either decriminalization or legalization. These states must be able to draw upon lessons learned
Now
from existing
everything
laws.
becomes easy.
And the department has been asked to do it, to provide that, but hasn't.
Everything becomes
So continued
so
failure
easy.
to correct accurate data and share it with the public in a way that's understandable
Thank you.
is quite simply
Thank you,
unacceptable.
stupid people.
I was therefore pleased that the department agreed with the report's recommendations that it should document its process to monitor state marijuana legalization and share this with appropriate components. I also want to say that while I'm happy that United States Attorney Wagner is here, and I'd like to thank him for his work, I'm disappointed that the Justice Department chose not to send a witness that is directly responsible for monitoring the effects of legalization or shaping the department's overall marijuana policy. In my view, it appears that the department is simply trying not to live up to what its responsibility is. So despite this, I look forward to hearing from each of the witnesses today and learning about how Justice plans to implement the report's recommendations moving forward. And Mr. Chairman, my suggestion is if it takes legislation, we should do legislation. But if you have the huge increase in traffic deaths, and you have the huge increase in 12 to 17-year-olds using marijuana, it seems to me we need to get some accurate data so that these 9 states know what they're doing when they consider legalization. Thank you.
I would introduce our panel. Mr. Wagner has served as U.S. Attorney, Eastern District, California, since 2009. He currently serves on the Attorney General's Advisory Committee as a graduate of New York University School of Law, Dartmouth College. Second witness, Jennifer Grover, currently serves as Director of GAO's Homeland Security and Justice team. In that capacity, she led the team that wrote the GAO report that is the focus of this hearing. Ms. Grover has worked at GAO since 1991. She has a master's degree in public policy and administration from the University of Wisconsin and a bachelor's degree in political science. Normally, have you start the way I introduced you, but go ahead, Mr. Wagner. Thank you very much, both of you.
Thank you, Chairman Grassley, Co-Chairman Feinstein, Senator Whitehouse. On behalf of the United States Department of Justice, I appreciate the opportunity to testify today regarding marijuana enforcement and state marijuana legalization efforts. I'm Benjamin Wagner, the U.S. Attorney for the Eastern District of California. I joined the office in 1992, and my first assignment was in the Narcotics and Violent Crime Unit, where I served for several years and personally prosecuted drug trafficking and violent crime cases. I've been with the Eastern District ever since, and have been privileged to serve as the U.S. Attorney for the past 6.5 years, working alongside dedicated career prosecutors and agents, as well as other federal, state, and local law enforcement partners. In my testimony today, I hope to be able to provide the caucus with information about the department's policies regarding marijuana enforcement and my own experience enforcing federal marijuana laws in a state that recognizes medical marijuana. I will also discuss the recent GAO report regarding state marijuana legalization and the 2 report recommendations in which the department has concurred. Although we currently review data from a variety of sources, we agree with the GAO that having a more centralized repository will be helpful in making policy decisions and will inform our investigations and prosecutions. I'd like to start by noting that the federal government and the states traditionally have worked as partners in the field of drug enforcement and continue to do so. Federal law enforcement historically has targeted large-scale, sophisticated drug traffickers and organizations, while state and local authorities generally have directed their enforcement resources against a broader range of activity under their state laws, including more localized and lower-level drug activity. Changes in state laws relating to marijuana enforcement have affected this environment in some states, but the department continues to work with its state and local partners to address the major public safety threats posed by trafficking in narcotics, including marijuana, and to ensure that our efforts are mutually supportive. In August 2013, former Deputy Attorney General James Cole issued guidance to all U.S. attorneys regarding marijuana enforcement. The Cole memo directs prosecutors to continue to fully investigate and prosecute marijuana cases that implicate any of 8 enumerated federal enforcement priorities, including preventing distribution to minors, grows on public lands, funding of organized crime, and other important federal interests. The Cole memo has been helpful in focusing how to best utilize our limited resources to pursue cases involving the most serious threats posed by marijuana-related activities. The Cole memo also articulates the department's expectation that states which have laws that authorize marijuana production and distribution must implement strong and effective regulatory and enforcement systems to fully protect against the public health and safety harms that are the focus of our marijuana enforcement priorities. In those cases where marijuana-related conduct does not interfere with federal priorities, we expect our state and local partners to address those cases consistent with the traditional federal-state approach to drug enforcement. Where such conduct does interfere with federal priorities, we can and will act. Finally, it's important to remember that marijuana remains illegal under federal law, and nothing in the Cole memo alters our enforcement authority. In my district, the Eastern District of California, where we have vast federal lands, we prosecute a significant number of defendants each year who are arrested while cultivating marijuana on public lands, which is one of the Cole memo enforcement priorities. In my district, we are also focusing on marijuana enforcement efforts on interstate trafficking. We work closely with DEA and other agencies to identify and prosecute interstate traffickers and to interdict marijuana and drug proceeds. Over the last 2 years, working with the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, we have executed over 100 search warrants on parcels intercepted in the U.S. mail, seizing large amounts of marijuana and cash. And we also assist other jurisdictions in gathering evidence in our district to prosecute interstate marijuana traffickers in those jurisdictions. Just last week, we announced the arrest of a significant interstate marijuana trafficker based in my district. Using the dark net to transact business, he was alleged to have shipped marijuana and also cocaine to locations all over the United States, receiving payment in Bitcoin. 2 weeks ago, we worked with the U.S. Attorney's Office in the Middle District of Pennsylvania, which indicted 4 residents of my district for trafficking marijuana from California to Pennsylvania. Turning to the recent GAO report, the department agrees with the report's recommendations that we document a plan specifying the process for monitoring the effects of marijuana legalization under state law and share the plan with department components. We appreciate the considerable effort and time GAO spent on this review. I personally met with GAO officials during their review, and I appreciated their thoughtful and collaborative approach. In accordance with the GAO recommendations, the Office of the Deputy Attorney General has directed the development of a publicly accessible web.
I can't tell you how concerning it is for me.
Look at him crying! Look at him
To
crying!
see the possibility.
Look, he's got there's water right there in the corner of his eye. This is
and let it
great.
slip away from us. Lives will be impacted. Families will be broken
Sure they
up.
will.
Children
Just
will
like
be
with
damaged
prohibition.
because of the
Fucking
difficulties
more
that
lies,
parents
salesmanship.
have. And
That's
people
all
may
this
be
fucking is.
psychologically
Pain
impacted
points.
the rest of their lives.
And I'm going to point that out in
with
my show.
marijuana.
I'm going to
And
say,
if they go on to
let's
more
look at all the
serious drugs,
pain
which
points
tends
that they
to
went
happen.
into.
You can deny
This
it
is
if you want to,
salesmanship.
but it tends to happen. Then the result of that is to give that away and make it socially acceptable creates the demand, increased demand that results in people being
Oh, that's
addicted
awesome!
or impacted adversely.
Did he really just
hope that we
fucking
can
say
get our
that? That is amazing.
Thoughts together
Look at
on
his
it.
look at
I
his
believe,
interns. They look like they're
Department of
watching
Justice
him
needs to
melt.
be clear. I believe the president really needs
They're
to
like, oh Jesus,
reassert
he's really
some leadership on this.
losing it on this
it's
one.
really serious, huge issue. I was the United States Attorney. President Reagan was elected in the early 80s. Half the seniors in America had used an illegal drug.
Good job mentioning him.
Over 12, 15 years, went to less than half that. Less than 25%.
I was doing
Would you say that was an advantage, a health advantage to young people in America that drug use declines? I mean, we need grown-ups in charge in Washington to say marijuana is not the kind of thing that ought to be legalized,
and they won't. And that's what he's crying
minimized,
about.
that
That's
it's in
why
fact
he's crying,
a very
because his
real
own
danger.
constituents are turning
You can see
against
the
him.
accidents,
Yeah.
traffic deaths related to marijuana jumped 20%.
Thank you for having
These
me
are the kind of
say
things that we're
it.
going to see
You
throughout the
fucked
country.
up
And
so
you'll see
hard.
cocaine and heroin
You
increase
fucked
more than
up
it would
so
have, I think,
hard.
had we not talked about it. Well, is there any sense that the Colorado might reevaluate what they've done?
I know that there is a lot of discussion
Look
back
at
and
the
forth
hope
between
in
the U.S.
his
Attorney's
eyes.
Office and the state authorities in Colorado about issues that we're seeing, issues that we're concerned about. And I understand that the state authorities have been receptive to our concerns. I don't know the details of
They're not
what
going to
they're
do
doing
anything,
about them,
but they've been
citing some of the
receptive.
data that Senator Grassley
They're going to take
presented
our
earlier,
papers and
we're
file them
concerned
in the
about that
round
data, and we're
filing
talking to
cabinet.
Colorado about it. I know the same is true in California.
Well, I hope you'll speak out. I mean, you're
I
able
hope
as a
you'll
citizen
speak
of Colorado
out.
to say you think this is dangerous. I've worked
You
with
know
it
what
every
this
day.
is?
I
These are
see
people looking for backup.
danger
That's why
and damage
Senator
it
Feinstein's
does.
looking
And
at
I think the
Grassley. That's
president
why
needs to
this guy's
speak out. I think
begging
one
this
of his
guy to
great
fucking
failures
comment on
It's
it.
been obvious to me.
Because they're
His lax
drowning.
treatment
Look,
and
and he's got
comments
to
on
raise his
marijuana.
voice and shit.
It's been obvious.
Because
It
he's going to
reverses
cry. I think he's going
20
to
years
fucking
almost
cry.
of hostility to drugs.
I'm looking at his eyes.
when
Look at,
Nancy
he's
Reagan
so
started
fucking
the
upset.
Just
Look
Say
how
No
upset he is. This is
I
great.
made that mention when she
I want to
passed
see
away.
his
It was a great
tears.
accomplishment. We moved this country
So
from 50%
delicious.
of high school seniors using a
God, they're so,
drug,
I just want
marijuana,
to
or
lick
other
his
drug,
eyeballs.
to
They're
less than
so
half that.
delicious to drink his pain.
Lives were saved.
You so
Young people's
deserve
futures were
this.
saved. And if we go back
Especially if
into
you were
this
part of the
path,
Reagan
we're going to
administration,
regret
you
it.
so
and you gotta have
deserve
leadership from the
this.
top.
I want
I
to see
think the
his
drug
eyes.
czar and the DEA.
Stop looking down. I want to look
leadership
at your
understands
crybaby
this,
fucking eyes,
but
motherfucker. I
other-
drink
but
your
I'm not sure the
tears.
president does.
I
I'm not
drink
sure
your
the message is getting
tears.
down to the prosecutors.
Look
Mr.
at, he's
Chairman,
fucking
thank you
crying.
for
Look at his fucking
hosting
tears.
this. You've been
He's fucking
very
crying.
astute on this issue for many, many years.
Now he's
You've led
looking for
this
help
committee,
because he's getting all
this,
mad.
drug
Look how
caucus for
fucking
many,
red
many
he is in
years.
the face.
We made tremendous progress. And just
Lies.
I can't tell you how concerning it
Lies.
is for me.
Look at him
emotionally and
crying.
personally,
Look at him
to
crying.
see the possibility.
Look, he's got,
that this
there's
reverse
water
the
right there in the
progress that
corner
we
of
made.
his eye. This is
And let it
great.
slip away from us. Lives will be impacted. Families will be broken
Sure they
up.
will.
Children
Just
will
like
be
with
damaged
prohibition.
because of the
Fucking
difficulties
more
their
lies,
parents
salesmanship.
have. And
That's
people
all
may
this
be
fucking is.
psychologically
Pain
impacted
points.
the rest of their lives.
And I'm going to point that out
with
in my show.
marijuana.
I'm going
And
to
if
say,
they go on to
let's
more
look at all the
serious drugs,
pain
which
points
tends
that they
to
went
happen.
into.
You can deny
This
it
is
if you want to,
salesmanship.
but it tends to happen. There'll be even greater causes.
I can assure you that we're very, I'm a citizen of California, and certainly out there, we're very aggressively prosecuting narcotics cases. I had a press conference last week in a narcotics, interstate narcotics trafficking case. We prosecuted almost 90 people on marijuana cases in my
I
office
don't
last
fucking
year.
like salesmen.
And one of my assistant U.S. attorneys in February received the National Prosecutor of the Year award from the HIDA National Association at the national conference here in Washington for her work in marijuana prosecution. So we are very committed to doing those cases, and we'll continue to do that.
Thank you. I would just comment that as I was talking to somebody who's experiencing this recently,
Jesus Christ,
it was
it's
a
like
prevention
listening to an old guy
movement
talk to himself at
that
the fucking
really
old age home. Somebody giving him his
was so
pudding.
positive, and it led to this decline. The creating of knowledge that this drug is dangerous. You cannot play with it. It's not funny. It's not something to laugh about. And trying to send that message with clarity that good people don't smoke marijuana. And the result of that is to give that away and make it socially acceptable creates the demand, increased demand that results in people being
Oh, that's
addicted
awesome.
or impacted adversely.
Did he really just
hope that we
fucking
can
say
get our
that? That is amazing.
Thoughts together
Look at
on
his
it.
look at
I
his
believe,
interns. They look like they're
Department of
watching him
Justice
melt.
needs to be clear. I believe the president really needs
They're
to
like, oh Jesus,
reassert
he's really
some leadership on this. I
losing
think
it on this
it's
one.
really serious.
Ms. Grover, I just have one
He
question.
told.
for
Look at
this
his interns.
panel.
Look
It's
like
for
they're
you,
at a
and then I'll
funeral.
call the second panel. The department now apparently concurs that the GAO's recommendations, after officials first told your agency
That
that
is
they
the
didn't
that is
see
the
the
one
benefit to
fucking thing I want.
DOJ's
It's going to
documenting
be the
its
head of my
monitoring
show.